Wjbk, AM and FM, Detroit, Michigan, a service of the Star Broadcasting Company, 1500 AM with Hi-Fi FM at 93.1. At the tone, National Bureau of Standards time will be 9 o'clock.
Wjbk Headline News.
This is Alan Thayer reporting on the Radio 15 Newsline. A British government spokesman has confirmed news reports that an important Soviet spy has defected to the West and is now under guard in Britain. The spokesman would not name the Russian nor say when he defected, but he confirmed that the Soviet agent has been in the United States for Central Intelligence Agency questioning. He is now in Britain for interrogation there. 4 low-flying jet fighters firing machine guns and rockets hit a control bunker on a practice range at the Eglin Air Force Base in Florida, killing 2 men and wounding at least 13. A spokesman at the base says 50-caliber machine guns and rockets were being used in the drill. He says for reasons presently unknown, some of this ammunition entered the bunker. The Public Health Service has issued a warning against using cracked or unclean eggs that have not been thoroughly cooked. It said there is a current outbreak of an intestinal infection called Salmonella derby, which has hit almost 800 persons since March in 25 states and the District of Columbia. Michigan is not among the states reporting any cases. The impact of the nation's racial crisis was felt today in such diverse places as Chicago's Loop, the White House, a construction city job in New York City, a courtroom in North Carolina, and in the streets of Savannah, Georgia. In Cambridge, Maryland, a clash between whites and integrationists bent on desegregating a restaurant has prompted Governor J. Millard Tawes to alert 400 National Guardsmen. National Guard units were previously stationed in Cambridge for 25 days, but were withdrawn just last weekend. On Capitol Hill, Congressman Rogers Morton of Maryland said the tempers of both whites and Negroes would subside if news media would stop covering racial disturbances in Cambridge. In Chicago, 600 Negroes and whites picketed City Hall demanding a meeting with Mayor Richard Daley. They left after the mayor agreed to meet with leaders of the group. At the White House, President Kennedy urged 72 of the country's leading business executives to use their influence to open the door for greater job opportunities for Negroes. In New York City, 6 civil rights demonstrators were arrested after they refused to leave a construction site. In Durham, North Carolina, a federal judge has ordered the local school board to allow Negro students in elementary and junior high the right to attend any school they choose. In Danville, Virginia, 24 Negroes were jailed after an anti-segregation march. And in Savannah, Georgia, state troopers are on duty after tear gas and fire hoses were used early today to disperse 2,000 Negro demonstrators. The chief of the District of Columbia Metropolitan Police Force, Robert Murray, told Radio 15 News in the Capitol that the planned integration march on August 28th will be peaceful.
We've had a meeting with high officials of our department and representatives of various groups who are planning the march to Washington on August 28th. We have assured them that we will work along and cooperate on any peaceful march that they have in mind. And I might mention that every demonstration, every march that we've had here in Washington since the Bonus Army riots in 1932 have all been peaceful demonstrations. And we will cooperate with all the groups to make this one a peaceful demonstration.
Robert Murray, Chief of the Metropolitan Police Force of Washington, D.C. Saturday afternoon at 3 p.m. That's the scheduled time for 600 persons to begin picketing Detroit Police Headquarters. 3 Negro organizations announced today that they plan the picketing to protest the fatal shooting last Friday of Cynthia Scott by a Detroit patrolman, Theodore Speicher. The woman had been convicted several times. She was shot after she slashed at the patrolman with a knife, and then when Speicher tried to arrest her, she ran. The picketing groups involved are the Detroit Council for Human Rights, the Group on Advanced Leadership, and the Detroit chapter of UHURU, or Freedom. The president of General Motors Corporation, John Gordon, today was elected president of the Automobile Manufacturers Association, the AMA. Gordon succeeds Henry Ford II, who has just finished serving a 2-year term. Tonight is the night Second Lieutenant Frederick Ballard of Kalamazoo is scheduled to be court-martialed for allegedly being absent without leave from the 46th Infantry's summer camp at Grayling, Michigan. The division commander ordered the trial today. It's believed to be the first court-martial since the 46th became the Michigan National Guard Division 17 years ago. That's the news of the hour. Detroit's Jack the Bellboy, Terry Knight with the tops of music, and tonight's Bellboy Heavyweight Fight of the Night follows the area weather forecast. Fair and mild tonight with a low near 60. Friday, mostly sunny and continued warm. Friday night, fair with little change of temperature. We'll have a high tomorrow around 85 and a low tomorrow night of 62. Present winds are out of the southeast at 6 miles per hour. The humidity 39% and the temperature in Detroit 76 degrees. That's the news, portions recorded. Next Radio 15 report at 10 o'clock on Wjbk, AM and FM in Detroit.
Yes, sir. Say, Pfeiffer. Now treat yourself to the luxury beer at a popular price. It really tastes great. Pfeiffer beer.
Wjbk Radio.
Has it happened to you yet? Has it happened that your taste says smoke light, smoke light? Has it happened? Has your inner voice said smoke light, smoke light?
Has it happened that you long for a lighter-tasting, more desirable cigarette?
Is there such a cigarette? Desirable cigarette?
There is such a cigarette. Spring. Most desirable cigarette for you to smoke. Desirable. Spring's longer filter to lighten the smoke, smooth the taste. Desirable. Spring's lighter tobaccos. Of every 6 tobacco leaves, only 1 is light enough. Lightest menthol, too.
Has it happened to you yet? Do you long for a more desirable cigarette? Smoke Spring, Spring cigarettes.
Lighter taste proves Spring. Most desirable cigarette for you to smoke.
Smoke Spring, smoke Spring, smoke
Spring cigarettes.
Here's the Wjbk weather report for the wonderful Great Lakes area.
WJBK Radio, AM and FM in Detroit presents the area weathercast. Temperature 74 degrees, the wind south-southwest at 6 miles, humidity 42% outside, fair and mild tonight with a low near 60, 74 degrees. 9:15 is the time on the Terry Knight Show. Jack the Bellboy here till 1 a.m. this coming morning. Want you to stick around for the sounds. Want you to vote on the 3 contenders. Number 1, Come On and Stop. Number 2, The Girl I Lost in the Rain. Number 3, Anything for You. The number to call is Trinity 37404.